Alright boys, so today was the final release of the Standout promo. What a bad way for a really good promo to go out. I'm only kind of kidding. The 3 cards we have today aren't very exciting. The most exciting part about today's content drop is you now have the ability to actually finish off these Standout collection sets. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today. 1, the best ways to get these things done. And then number 2, is it actually worth doing? Before we get into that, we do have a few quick small things we do need to go over. First things first, we are currently on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new to the channel and you do enjoy daily CFB Ultimate Team content, I feel like you already know what to do. Drop a like on this video if you have not already. And now that we got that out of the way, let's hop into it. Now, when it comes to getting these sets done, once you complete the set, you are going to get a token. There is a set for every single player that dropped in the Standout promo. Every single champion, every single hero, and every single elite. Once you get one of these sets done, you are going to receive the players as auctionable, meaning you can sell them off. And once you complete and collect every single player tied into the Standout promo, you're going to be able to exchange them for 200,000 coins. Off rip, I'm going to tell you guys, if you actually want to do this, you better be one of the more patient individuals. For me, I don't have patience. I don't like to sit on sniping filters and wait for players to drop. If you have that and you have that dog in you, you can make coins off this, and you can make coins worth more than the 200,000 you are going to receive for turning in every single token. Now, one of the worst changes to CFB, I said it, is there are no champion sets. You can't go over here into the sets and build the players. The only way to actually get the champions is via packs and via rerolls. Sliding over here to the rerolls, we have a ton of different rerolls. This is how the game has been. We got the 85 plus for the standouts. We have the 83 plus, and then we have the 80 plus. You cannot put B&D players into sets. So unfortunately, let's say you pulled 86 overall B&D standouts part 2 champion, you cannot put him into the set. Therefore, would stay away completely from the B&D reroll. I wouldn't recommend using these rerolls as is to try to complete the sets. You are putting all of your luck in RNG, and that sounds like a terrible idea, so please don't do it. The best way to actually finish off these sets, and believe it or not, is sitting over here in the auction house and sniping all of the players. Before we talk about buying the players, I do just want to let you know the best way to do this is one at a time. I would come over here and I would pick a set, and I would start with the champion set. Realistically, I probably would start with the champ week 3 set and start with the most expensive and work my way back, especially if you don't have a ton of coins. You can do this with under 1 million coins. It'll most definitely be something that you have to do over the next few days. Right off rip, Amari Farrell for 270,000 coins. That looks like a good price. We're going to use CFB.fan to get the exact prices on what you want to buy these players for. Amari Farrell right here, 269 seems pretty decent. You guys can see he went as low within the last hour for 258,000 coins. When it comes to Amari Farrell, I would buy him for probably anything around 250 to the peak of 269 to 270. You guys can see that average mean right there. He's been selling for 290,000 coins. Once you take away your 10% tax fee, you're actually walking away profiting once you sell off this Farrell card. If you sell him off for, let's say, 290, you buy him for 269, 265. Let's say you buy him for 265, you sell him off for 290. You're not going to necessarily make a ton of coins, but you're also not going to lose any coins. And that needs to be the #1 goal when it comes to getting these things done. Obviously, you can look to try to make as many coins as possible. If you are going to do this, I highly recommend you have CFB.fan pulled up for every single individual player. That way you can go in and see what the average mean is. That's the price you should look to sell them for. That's the price they are consistently selling for. I will say this information constantly changes. So right now it's 290 for Farrell. It won't be 290 for Farrell 2 days down the line. If you're watching this video on Monday or Tuesday, make sure you actually have CFB.fan pulled up. You can do this for every single player. Right now, Malachi Hughes, who I have pulled up right now, there's one currently sitting for 128,000 coins. So I'd come over here to CFB.fan and you can see his average median price is about 140,000 coins. There's one sitting for 128. That means you should be able to sell them off for 140. You probably will walk away losing coins, maybe breaking even after you take away the 10% tax reduction. but you can make that back up, especially on the lower overall. I'm not going to go through every single lower overall player today. I will give you the prices to look for, and by using those prices and, you know, waiting for snipes, there are more snipes on 80s than there are for 86s. You'll be able to make back some of those coins you lose. But again, if you sit here and you just snipe Malachi Hughes, you can easily find one for 115 to 110,000 coins. And if you sell them off for that 140,000 coin peak, you're going to walk away making some good coin. That is where the patience comes into play, and that is exactly why I personally won't be doing this. If you have the time and you have the patience, this is actually a really solid way to make coins. Ahmad knows this right here, taking a look, seeing what you are currently selling for 135. He's pricing out at about 100 and let's say 72,000 coins. The one for 180, the one for 200,000 coins, those aren't going to sell. Then if we come back over here to the CFB.fan database, we take a look, you can see his average mean is 160,000 coins. Content did drop today, so that is actually why he is selling for a little bit less. This 135 just sitting here right now looks like a pretty good price. And so if I was doing this, I would actually buy that, complete the set, sell them all back off. Those wondering, you can also do this just to make coins, even if you have no desire to complete the standout completion sets. Like again, like I said, I will not be doing it, but you can do this exact same method and go through every single player and use the CFB.fan database to your advantage to see what you can buy and sell the players for. It's looking like Trey White is going to be one of the more expensive ones, so let me go look him up really quick. On average, he's selling for, I mean, right now he's got 161 as his minimum. On average, he is currently going for about 158,000 coins. So using that CFB.fan average right there, that is a terrible price to buy Trey White for. Basing it off of the market we have right now on this card, you could definitely sell him off for probably 160,000 coins. But you gotta remember, EA has that 10% auction fee, and if you don't care about the auction fee, or you know, you'll make the coins back elsewhere down the line on these completion sets, then yeah, go buy this one, go sell them right off. If you want to do this the best way possible, I wouldn't buy Trey White, and I would do this for every single player, at least champion in the program. I would do this for part 2, I would do this for part 1. I would finish off my champion sets and then I would move down. The center is going to be expensive. I haven't seen a ton of him on the auction house over the last few days. Same thing goes for Bryant Westco. His average mean is actually 208, so right now he's going for more than he probably should. One sold for 208 earlier today and a bunch of sold for 220, 205, 209. The big takeaway from all of this right now is if you are going to do these completion sets, especially for the champions, please use the CFB.fan database. Now, when it comes to the heroes and the elites, the best way to knock out the heroes is going to be pretty similar to the champions, especially for these 84s. And I will say some of these are, they're extinct. They're going to be hard to find. If you see one that is going for right around what you should pay for them, for example, 69,000 coins is actually a decent price for 84 overall Akil Washington. I would probably buy this one and sell them back off for 75,000 coins. The 84s are some of the hardest cards to pull being auctionable, so the fact that you're able to find them in the first place, it's going to be a little bit challenging. Week 2 is going to be very similar for the heroes. Week 1 will be pretty easy. They're 83s. And there's actually a lot of these cards, so it will take you a good bit of time. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not going to say start with the 84s, but as you're working through the champions, I would go through and consistently check on these 84s. According to CFB.fan, the best price to buy the 84 overalls at is going to be anything around 62,000 coins. I'm clicking through all of these and you guys can see the pure lack of 84s on the auction house. These are the most extinct cards in the game right now. They are going to be hard to find. 62 is your target price, but if you can find them for 65 and under, I'm buying every time. If I can find them for like 66 or 67, I probably will buy, due to the pure nature of how hard these cards are to find. And then some of these players are also going to sell for more. Like example, Damon Williams, actually a really solid quarterback. That's 77, comparing it to the 81 and the 83. He'll probably sell back off for like 85,000 coins. I would buy that 77. Yes, you are going to walk away losing coins. You will make back some of those coins you lost because you are getting 200,000 coins on top. The 83s, these should be fairly decent to find. I mean, you can find them anywhere from like 40 to like 30,000 coins. Ideally, you're buying these cards anywhere from like 30,000 coins and under. If you can find them for like 35 to 36, I would pull the trigger right there. These things sell very fast at 42,000 coins. If you're looking to make coins, anything around 30 to like 34, and then list back up for 42 if you just want to kind of break even. 35 to like 37 will be the range you want to buy them for. You guys are just going to want to do exactly what I'm doing, going through every single player, clicking on them, filtering down, and just going in and knowing what you're willing to pay for these players is going to be the best way to do it. When it comes to the elites, and these will be the cheapest ones to get done, but you know, this is where you can make your money back. These 81s and these 80s, they get posted up a ton, specifically the 80s. So if you can remain patient here and wait until you see the 81s going for anything around 16,000 coins and under, you will actually walk away making a good bit of coins. Again, patience is going to be your best friend. And then for the 80 overall players, anything around, I'm going to say 9,000 coins and under is what I've been buying and selling them for. And I've been selling them back off for like 18 to 17,000 coins. And that's actually a coin method I have been using. But when it comes to this set right here, anything under 9 to like 10 isn't bad, but anything 9 and under is really what I am looking for. And depending on the time of day and the hour, you are able to sell them off for 15, 16, 17, or even 18,000 coins, depending on if you get a little bit lucky. And then once you do all of that and complete all of the players, I would sell them off, and then I would go back over here, going to the completion set and completing them all. And then once you do that, you have officially completed all of the completion sets. Is it worth it? I'm gonna say no, especially if you want to walk away profiting for the amount of time it's going to take you to go find the players for a good price, sell them back off. We're talking hours on hours on hours. It is not worth your time whatsoever. If you have time to kill, then like, hey, by all means, go for it. I'm not personally somebody with time to just blow like that, but if you have nothing going on, I mean, fellas, there is definitely some coins to be made here, but realistically, the best way you guys should be spending your time on this game right now when it comes to making coins, I'm just looking to buy and flip players depending on the time of the day. I am telling you guys, when more cards become extinct, you can find some of these players for the absolute low, especially right after they drop, and then you can sell them later on in the week or even later on in that day and just make a quick 15 to 30,000 coins depending on what you buy the players for. That said, fellas, is going to be everything we got this afternoon. If you guys have any questions, please let me know down below in the comment section, and have a great rest of your day. As always, peace. I love you guys. Have a good one.